Folks, it's James Black here, your sometimes host with #Finance Podcast, and hopefully you're watching or listening today on Spotify, Google, or any other podcast source that you like to listen to. We're here at the 72nd floor of First Canadian Place in Toronto, and I have the pleasure today of being joined by Stephen Ehrlich, the CEO of Voyager. And Stephen, we're going to jump right into this interview. We're going to ask you just from the top level, what brought you up from New York today? What was your reason to catch a plane? I know you've been traveling a lot, to come to Toronto, to come to our office at the CSE and ring the bell. Well,
we're honored. We were invited to ring the bell here for the CSE, and I think it's a tremendous honor to do that and to really promote our company and what Voyager is actually doing in the crypto space. And you guys were kind enough at the CSE to have us ring the bell, and we're excited by it.
Yeah, so maybe let's dig into that. What is your company doing? I know you're trying to revolutionize banking through the lens of crypto, and it's a big playing field right now, and I'm wondering how you're moving the chess pieces around to do that.
Yeah, at Voyager, we look at ourselves as the financial services company of the future. We started our business on being a trading app, so people can trade 30 currencies across the globe using our best execution router and being able to access the crypto markets in a really safe, easy, and fast manner and open an account. We're looking to add a whole bunch of new products to actually make it more adaptable to consumers so they can actually earn money while they're trading and do a whole bunch of things that make us look like a traditional financial services firm, but using the blockchain and crypto to do that.
Right. So maybe just describe to me then what the end user is getting on their app. What kind of currencies can they trade, and what's predominantly being traded right now?
Well, today we offer 30 currencies as a pair from US dollars to the currency. We are Bitcoin denominated. The market is Bitcoin denominated today. But we give people the ability to trade a lot more than Bitcoin and learn a lot more. As we start to unveil some education around the different cryptocurrencies, we're giving people the opportunity to take advantage of price swings across 29 other currencies besides Bitcoin. And I think that's where we really set ourselves apart from a lot of the other the competition, is that we're giving people opportunity to make money in this market, at the same time holding and doing some things with the crypto at that point. But being able to engage in a market that's ever expanding is something that consumers in the US today and soon to be international are really looking for. The app is really easy to use, very easy to log in. You can actually open an account and trade within 2 minutes. And so people are finding that this is the place, Voyager is the place to actually open an account and trade and hold some crypto.
And what are the safeguards for investors using your platform? Because, I mean, an app could just disappear the next day and all of your money with it. I mean, banks traditionally have certain governing bodies that ensure at least a certain part of your holdings. What do you guys have as a safeguard or some sort of assurance for investors using your platform?
Yeah, a couple of things we do there, and that's a great question. One is we're FinCEN regulated in the U.S., which is the Financial Enforcement and Crimes Network. So we're FinCEN registered in the U.S., so we abide by all the Patriot Act and KYC rules that are necessary to operate in the U.S. We also have money service licenses across 49 states in the U.S. So we're licensed in 49 of the 50 states. We're working on that last state, be it New York, to be able to get a BIT license and work towards that. Where you guys are? Where we are, where the holding company operates out of. We're looking to be operational for New York State customers sometime in the near future. But in addition to that, we also have security through our security partners and holding the custody of the coins. And we actually fan that out across multiple custodians to make sure we're doing the best things possible to secure the most assets for our customers.
So this custodianship is occurring both just in the U.S. or is it international? Is it in cold storage? Like what's the?
We have a mix of all, and that's what makes us
risk mitigation. Right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's risk mitigation because we want to go across multiple places, never letting anyone know how much and how much is where. Only we know that internally.
It's like Fort Knox and gold.
You got it. I mean, this is the most compelling reason why you would use Voyager, because of how we move the coins around. And we recently bought a company called Ethos, which has a great Bedrock API protocol, which allows us to move coins really easily and safely across multiple custodians and networks. So that's the advantage of Voyager. And I think that's why people are starting to really, really use our app, and our business is really growing.
Is there a reason you don't use the word exchange, or is it just not come up in conversation?
We don't use exchange for a reason.
Yeah.
We aren't an exchange.
Yeah, okay.
We are a broker. We are a regulated agency broker. So our job is to do nothing but find the best price and execution for the consumers. Mm-hmm. So we don't have a horse in the race. We don't have proprietary trading. We don't need to get people to put orders on both the bid and the ask. We're trying to find that best execution for the consumer on every single trade. It's a traditional online service provider, but in the crypto space.
Interesting. Now, seeing as you're a financial services company, a broker, but for a market to work like this, you need to have both sort of retail and then pro trading. And do you guys have different strategies or different models on how those two can work on your platform to ensure a vibrant or some breadth of market? So there's some liquidity being generated through your app, or again, not sure if that's the right word to use, but is it? Maybe let me say this a different way. Is the app catered towards the general retail user, or is it catered towards a pro user, or both?
It's actually both.
Yeah.
And that's because our depth of liquidity where we connect to. So we're connected to about 12 different exchanges and market makers.
Yeah.
And because of that ability to connect and get depth across the globe, traders can actually get in and out of positions really quickly. And then investors and regular retail investors can actually take positions and get an execution in 2 seconds or less every single time. And that's because of the whole execution network that we've put together, which is a combination, as I said, of exchanges as well as market makers. And that really is another piece of the Voyager advantage, where we can actually utilize the global markets to give customers best execution rather than a customer going to one exchange to execute a trade. We actually look across multiple exchanges to do that, and market makers, that's definitely the Voyager advantage.
Interesting. We're going to take a quick break. First, a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with Stephen to learn a little bit more about his experience and how he ended up to be the CEO of this company.
We're social here at the CSE. Each and every day we'll keep you up to date on trending topics that investors are talking about, such as cannabis, blockchain, and esports. Follow daily CSE news and events on your favorite social media platform: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You'll find exclusive interviews with leading entrepreneurs from a variety of industries, thought-provoking stories from across the world of finance, and updates from CSE events taking place worldwide. Join the conversation and connect with us today.
And we're back with Stephen. And Stephen, as we often do, at least I do in our interviews, we want to know a bit about your experience as an executive, how you became the CEO of this company, and why you went public. So let's just talk about maybe your track record and what led you to where we are today with you being the CEO of a fairly nascent company in a nascent industry. I assume you had some experience prior to this?
I think our investors would really hope I did. And I have. I've been in the financial markets for about 25 years. My last couple of jobs, probably my most prominent job was the director of M&A and brokerage at E-Trade, where that was one of the areas where I learned everything about the back office, how the capital markets work. And then I took that experience. I bought a company out as a management buyout out of E-Trade and renamed it Lightspeed Financial, and became the CEO of that company. And in really 3 short years, we grew from $8 million of revenue to about $80 million of revenue. And that acquisition, that MBO, took place in 2006. By 2009, we were doing 450,000 trades a day. So we were the 3rd largest online broker in the U.S.
Do you see any commonality across all these platforms as to what generates scale for trading?
I do, actually. And I think it's one of our major points that really set us apart as well from the competition, is that you look at the how the markets are built and how you build capital markets and trading infrastructures, and you got to make sure they're scalable. Yeah. I always tell a funny story is that everyone remembers Flash Crash Day in the US. There was one trading platform that did not go down that day. It was Lightspeed. It was the only one that didn't go down. CNBC promoted us the next day. We were the only one when the market crashed 1,000 points. That same mindset is being used to build Voyager.
Interesting. And so what is that bedrock? Reliability, or is it a technical thing? Like, give me a little more here.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't want you to.
That's the secret sauce.
Yeah, fine.
But we use the same concepts. We're trying to make sure that the team, and I have some members that were with me at the E-Trade days and Lightspeed days, that that's our core. That's some of the things that we focus a lot of our energy on.
Yeah. Okay. And from a competitive standpoint, I mean, there's been a lot happening in the crypto world in the last 2 years, more than there's ever been. When kind of boom and bust, and now I think we're starting to see businesses such as yours that are, I don't know if you've learned or what you took out of the last 2 years, but I mean, it's been so volatile and chaotic. Maybe just tell me what you must have learned a few things out of seeing how everyone rushed to the market, and then, a lot of people didn't stand up after what had happened over the last, say, 18 months.
I learned not to sleep a lot because the markets never, the interesting thing about crypto, the markets never sleep, right? So you can go to bed at 11 and wake up and the market is, at 5 and the market has moved so many points on you. So we've learned that, obviously, but I think we've learned how to be successful in the markets when they're volatile, when they're not, how to keep your team focused. And I think everybody, consumers, companies have to be focused on what they do to deliver product when the markets are either volatile or flat. I mean, we've had some times where we've been in crypto winter for a while, and it's been flat. So you have to keep the team focused to keep building and driving value for customers.
Are you seeing with what's coming up, the pipe for the next 12 months here with the federal election in the U.S., with all the things that are happening internationally across borders? Does that help Bitcoin, and then in turn, does that help your business? Are we going to see a flight to commodities like gold, silver, and then that obviously reflect on Bitcoin and other crypto assets, which are almost starting to be used as a safe haven? Speculation, but also a safe haven.
I do, actually. I mean, I think that's one of the things we strongly believe in, that Bitcoin is going to become the global currency, and there's a lot of things we're working on to help make that happen. But I do believe that, when you see across the globe what's happening to banks and interest rates and the political environment, that there's starting to become a little bit more flight to Bitcoin, and people are starting to use it and then use it as a safe haven. And that's one of the bets we make as a company. We think there's opportunity for that, for Bitcoin to be, which is the dominant cryptocurrency, to take more of the global market. But then there's a lot of opportunity with some of the other coins to add value and have a utility in the marketplace. And that's why we do what we do and bring 30 coins to market.
So if you see an environment like the European Union, where maybe there's a negative interest rate environment or something like that, what does that tell you as a business operator in the crypto space?
To me, it's get my company to be international quicker, because negative interest rates means it's, if you can get the money out of the bank, it's stick it in your mattress, because it's worth more tomorrow in your mattress than in a bank. Yeah. So but that means the flight to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin should happen. So you need applications and apps and businesses like Voyager to deliver that across the globe, and the team is constantly working on that for us. But that is one area we see tremendous growth, is getting our product out to the global markets. But those things are exactly what we talk about quite often, is negative interest rates, and why wouldn't you move at least some of your fiat into a cryptocurrency, into Bitcoin.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. I think on that note, I'm just going to wrap up, but I just want to ask, where can people get the app? Where should they learn more about crypto trading and using your platform?
Yeah, today we are in the Apple App Store, the iOS App Store, coming real soon, and we've made this public in a lot of Twitter and our social media. Our Android is coming in the next couple of weeks. And we're really excited about that and the growth of that. So you can get it, and you can go to our website, investvoyager.com, learn more about the company, and obviously go to the CSE website and see more information about the company as well.
All the public disclosures there.
Yeah, all there.
Yeah, perfect. Well, Stephen, I want to thank you again for coming up from New York. And once again, thank you for watching or listening to #Finance. This is James. Again, subscribe if you're watching a video on YouTube at CSE TV. And if you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, any of those platforms for podcasts, please subscribe. We're putting out 2 podcasts a week. Great content, just like today's interview. Stephen, thanks again for joining us, and have a wonderful day and a good trip.
Well, thank you for having us again. We're excited about that, what we did this morning with the bell ringing, and look forward to a great partnership with the CSE.
Awesome. Thanks much.
Hi, it's Grace from the CSE, reminding you to make sure to follow us on social media for the latest updates on our listed companies, as well as new listing alerts. For more in-depth content, be sure to pick up our free quarterly magazine, Public Entrepreneur, available online at thecse.com.